pull up to the Twitch. This is where you can watch everything live and interact with chat. Link down below. YouTube. They think, yo, listen, you have movie reboots that ruin everything. Be like, now listen, like I would explain in the chat, there's a lot of movie reboot that should have just never been a thing. A lot of game depension. I don't know, I can't say that word. Like movies that go off games that should never been made. Bro, there's a lot of stuff they just try to reboot or just try to remake, and it's not good. But let's go ahead and watch.
Try to picture this, my beautiful people. You watch a movie so juicy and so delicious that you just can't keep it out of your mind. You go home, talk about it with your friends and family, research about it, buy merch from it, dream about that shit, and then years and years go by, slowly fading into the background of your mind until you see a trailer revamping what you once loved. Of course, you go to watch it day one, but to your surprise,
that shit is fucking trash.
The movie is absolute cheeks, and everything you once loved has been dragged through the mud. And no matter how hard you try, nothing will ever be the same. Movie reboots that ruined everything. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. From Disney princess movies to William Wonka.
Quiet up and listen down. Nope.
What?
Reverse. They just couldn't.
That's a real thing? Yo, they got, yo, what? That's a real thing? That's real?
Capture the magic they once had. And the last movie in this video,
Pull up in front of the motherfucking
precinct.
Let's bang out.
have mercy. Not only was this a disgrace to the original movie, but to be honest, this might be one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, y'all already know what to do. Come on now.
You know, what if it said our fascist
What? RoboCop? They remade RoboCop? 2014?
The big R-O-B-O. Once upon a time, RoboCop was in the ring with Terminator. Once upon a time, because RoboCop 2014... Holy Christ, there's nothing left. There's just something that just was not good about it. It's hard to put your finger on it, but
when the
they
RoboCop
haven't touched my man's
dropped
sense. So that has to speak to something. We start out 2014 RoboCop looking at Sam Jackson hitting the flight emote just before he gets on TV and talks about safety in America, but not just any safety, robot safety. It seems like this world is at a state to which protection of the public falls under mechanical direction.
Bro, that's gonna be us in a couple years, bro. That's gonna be us in a couple years. Yo, y'all keep on making this AI shit, this robot, bro, looking kind of scary.
This dude from the Pentagon is trying to convince the American people to accept this change just as the rest of the world has. We transition into this dude getting filmed as they do a tour of Operation Freedom. And something tells me that the citizens of this so-called operation aren't too appreciative of the robots all up in the way. You ask me how I know this well.
Oh my
Shit
God.
just started blowing up. That's right, a local militia rebel against the droids, sacrificing themselves, including this kid who just had a kitchen knife in his hand. But they are no match. After this very explosive intro, they never touched the storyline again. Seriously, this cuts us right to the Robo title card. This takes us to Alex Murphy, a Detroit police officer who's chasing after a crime boss by the name of Antoine Vallon. He calls these dudes dirty, explains the leads he had on Antoine to the brass, and someone from the precinct has been supplying Mr. Vallon with weaponry. Not being able to trust the other policemen around him, Murphy and his partner Jack try to go undercover. This, however, does not work, and Jack is put in the hospital. This takes us to Washington, D.C., where Batman is once again getting his robo ideas shut down by the Senate. Over at OmniCorp, they realize the American people aren't going to stand behind a machine, so Birdman...
Yeah, I'm actually so surprised I haven't yet to see this movie. This is new to me, bro. That's why I'm like so quiet. Bro, I never seen this movie. I swear to God.
Here discovers a genius idea. Put a man inside a machine. And fortunately, Commissioner Gordon is the one to achieve that. Back with Antoine, the dirty cops from earlier, and they supply Antoine with the location of Jack's hospital. But Jack is not the target because this dude places something strange for a little piece of change under good old Alex's car. As OmniCorp is looking for a potential candidate for the man-machine project, Alex returns home. He tucks his son in, he drinks some nectar, and almost gets down at 30 with the misses. I say almost because his car alarm begins to ring. And I'm guessing you can tell what happened to Mr. Murphy. Of course, this incident shoots Alex Murphy right to the top of the RoboCop Bars initiative. Being the slimy motherfuckers they are, Clara is asked to okay the operation, and 3 months later, RoboCop is born. Obviously, Alex is just a tad bit freaked out at the new digs, but with some help from the doc, he starts choking people out. He breaks out, starts hauling ass in this human bubblegum factory, and
the
is
fuck?
ultimately shut down in the middle of this field. And I don't know why. I don't know why Alex is so against this. Let me ask y'all something. Would you want to be RoboCop? I feel like that would be kind of sick. We saw him leap over this wall with one jump, right?
What the fuck?
Back at the lab, the doc once again tries to...
Nah, RoboCop is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I fuck with RoboCop, but I always lean towards more like Terminator, bro. Terminator just, I don't know, bro. Like that whole robot exosuit type of vibe, bro, that shit comp to me.
to ease Alex into the reality of his situation, and he does so by showing Alex all that's left of him, that being his hand, his face, and his lungs.
Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
Alex asked the doctor just to let him die. But of course, after spending all of that money to make that motherfucker, I don't think so, buddy boy. So now we're on FaceTime with Clara, and for the doctor to ask Alex to endure this new life for the sole reason of his wife.
And your gum should be here by the end of the
Where's my dick at?
There you go, get my butter, so Robo
where's my
Schmeat.
dick at?
Come on, man. Anyways, Freddy Krueger is giving Robo Alex his iron and pitting Alex against fully robotic soldiers in different scenarios. Alex is not as good as the doctor hoped to, which forces him to take drastic measures, like removing all of the human aspect. Robo Alex gets even newer digs, bends all of these robots over, and puts belt to booty on Freddy Krueger. But that means nothing compared to the fear he feels for seeing his family again for the first time. Tomorrow, it's showtime. And for some reason, just before they're about to show
he's
RoboCop
like a
to the entire world, they
donut
decide
now?
to put the entire database of the Detroit Police Department in his head. He starts freaking out like Gojo because obviously that's way too much information for a brain to handle. Due to this, the doc decides to make him a full 100% machine just for a little bit. This demonstration kickstarts a whole lot of love for RoboCop from everyone except for his wife, basically. RoboCop handles business, the Senate passes the Robo bill, and now Clara wants to see her husband, and see him she does.
I'm falling apart.
But my brother doesn't give a fuck. Look at this dude. That's fucked up. But not so fast,
Nah.
because Alex, and I'm quoting here, somehow overrides
But they
the
removed, like-
system's priorities, so much so that he's trying to solve his own murder against orders. Randomly, it's nighttime, and RoboCop starts blasting into Valen's base of operation. He murks
Oh,
Valen,
shit.
catches the dirty cops red-handed, and shows the entire police force damning evidence of their schemes. This dude spills the beans about the police chief being dirty, and everything
Oh,
gets put
shit.
on blast until good old Freddy Krueger shuts Alex down. Samuel once again is talking to the screen. Batman tries to convince the doctor that Alex should be shut down permanently, but no, the doctor is a good man, and he wakes Murphy up. Alex
Okay,
goes wild,
W
shoots
doctor.
Raymond, and the movie ends with RoboCop in full control and back with his family.
Yo, he got no robot dick. Did not fuck that little shit. Real little
If you've ever
2020.
asked yourself why Robert Downey Jr. would go back to the MCU as Dr. Doom, this is why. I'm pretty sure this is the sole reason why, because we start out Doolittle with some narration of Dr. Doolittle's backstory. You know, the dude can talk to animals, falls in love, his love meets her maker, and now he's depressed. This cuts us to this kid who, unlike his uncles, does not want to hurt or hunt animals. So, in an attempt to save this squirrel's life, he takes him to the Doolittle Manor. And that squirrel is dead, bro. He got shot with a gun. He definitely bled out at this point. Doolittle is clearly messed up because as he's playing chess
What
with
the
the gorilla,
fuck?
he's making some very odd noises. This is when he spots the boy caught in a trap in his yard. We learn this boy's name is Stubbins, due to him meeting this girl, Rose,
Yo,
who
I don't think I
teleported
ever
right
seen
under him.
these
Doolittle
movies,
remembers
bro.
Lily. He doesn't give two shits about the queen being ill, but the squirrel,
This
the
movie had to
squirrel
be
he can
butt.
save, and save him he does. After Bro Chachino learns that if the queen kicks the bucket, he will lose the manor, he decides to help out. He gets cleaned up, Stubbins sneaks his way onto Rose's carriage, and now we see this dude who clearly has some ulterior motives about the queen's health. Doolittle shows up, talks to Squidward, and learns that the queen is subtly being poisoned, and the only way to cure said poison is to find the Eden tree. Funny enough, Lily Doolittle attempted to find this same tree, and we all know how that ended. Anyways, Stubbins is sent back home, but Polly sees something special inside the boy, so they get him on board Doolittle's ship, and eventually Doolittle caves in and lets him stay. We get a classic montage of a voyage with some Lego Indiana Jones map traveling in the background as Jonathan Doolittle is missing his wife quite deeply. During this deep stare into the ocean's abyss, he is interrupted by Stubbins and a warship. They use a blue whale to escape the cannon fire. However, Doolittle's lifeline rope snaps, and instead of trying to help in any way, they all just accept defeat and let Doolittle die. Obviously he doesn't, but why didn't any of the water animals help him? Stubbins and Doolittle have a little heart-to-heart, and now we're in Monteverde, Lily and Doolittle's old place of home. And Iron Man isn't too welcome over there. They sneak in, yoink Lily's journal, get caught, and now Doolittle is fighting a tiger as Stubbins is getting some grub with Puss in Boots. A dragonfly relays a message back to the crew about Doolittle's current predicament.
What is that? What did that firefly? Is that the firefly has lips?
A dragonfly relays
Ew.
message back to the crew about Doolittle's current
He don't have
predicament.
lips,
And
but
now
like,
Chi-Chi
ew,
finally
bruh.
monkeys up and puts the beat down on Barry the tiger. They get the journal, get caught again, and their whole ship gets destroyed. Doolittle is down and out, ladies and gentlemen. He's ready to pack up and go home. He realizes he failed his late wife, and during his self-pity montage, Lily's father overhears, and together they decide to keep going with the help of Puss in Boots. And I don't know why, but this movie keeps dipping to black. Like, look at this.
I have the perfect vessel for you.
What?
This has happened like 3 different times. Are we cutting to commercial break? Using the whales, they start tracking the other dude and eventually reach Eden Tree Island. The Eden Tree ends up being protected by a fucking dragon. And the dragon does not play because Blair falls off a cliff. The dragon is murking all of these random soldiers, and Doolittle and the dragon bond over being widows. And why are we fading in and out of consciousness? Doolittle performs the surgery on the dragon, and it's in a spot that is rather, disgusting. Yes, don't make me say it.
But
Doolittle
that's like
retrieves
that
the
little
fruit, saves
dragon
the
butt.
queen's life, exposes the coup, and the movie ends with Doolittle reopening his practice.
Okay, the fog. What's his name?
Come now, you think I'm gonna talk about shitty reboots and not mention a horror movie? Not only is the original a classic, but Laurie Strode was in that movie. We start out this one looking at a boat on fire, a massacre, if you will. This cuts us to Antonio Island,
Never mind,
where
this
these
ain't-
people
this
are
ain't what I thought
celebrating
it
the
was.
founding fathers of Antonio Bay. We meet Clark Kent, aka Nicholas Castle, who is ore farming on the edge of his boat. As they're ready to pack up for the day, their anchor gets caught on something in the water. This ends up being a multitude of artifacts, which I'm sure is going to cause a whole lot of issues. Smallville makes his way over to repair the
Never mind,
boat,
this
and
is
later
the-
at
this
night, some
is
of the
the thing I
artifacts
was
make their
talking
way
about.
onto shore, alongside a severed hand. This is when the birds GTFO, the dogs start freaking out, and this woman, Elizabeth, hitchhikes into Castle's car. And something tells me they know each other because they
You're
immediately start making
nothing.
out as Castle is getting a part for the boat. This dude, who found the pocket watch on the beach, flash steps behind Elizabeth. This is when he starts talking in cryptic messages. Scanners start picking up a thick fog. And as for the party animals out on the seagrass, say goodbye to them right now. Everybody wave to them. The fog engulfs the entire town, taking out streetlights, breaking windows, and the cats out on the seagrass witness a ghost ship. The ladies on board go first, the dudes go next, and now we cut to Smallville taking a trip to Pound Town in the shower. As they sleep, Elizabeth dreams about the events in the beginning of the movie. These dreams drive Elizabeth to do some research on the origins of Antonio Bay, where she sees that same symbol from the pocket watch. Obviously, something does not want her poking around because the hacker man takes over her computer, and by the hacker man, I mean ghost footprints. Next morning, this kid finds another artifact washed up on the beach and takes it to Mother Stevie. This hairbrush also brands the same symbols from earlier, and now we're in a museum where Elizabeth continues to search for some answers. Castle gets wind of the seagrass being missing, and he and Elizabeth go to find them, which of course they're able to, as well as finding the bodies of their friends. This cuts us back to shore, where Spooner is actually not dead. In fact, he's just a little cold. Spooner explains that the fog is the one that killed everyone on board. Everyone is having a little bit of a hard time to believe that, but fortunately, Castle is able to find the camera Spooner had on him. Elizabeth watches the footage, drops the only evidence, clearing my man Spooner of this crime into the water, and almost drowns. Fucking useless.
Bro,
As she
what?
escapes, she just so happens to reveal a hidden book behind this wall of stone. In the meantime, the hairbrush starts messing with all of Stevie's radio equipment and ends up internally combusting. Through the flames, a hidden symbol appears on the wall. Elizabeth tries to get some answers from the priest, but all he tells her is that she needs to get off the island. Elizabeth returns to the hospital where Spooner is, and he's definitely in some deep doo-doo. But at the morgue, this dude rises from the dead to relay Elizabeth a message: blood for blood. Elizabeth shows Castle the book. The author of this book ends up being one of the
Yo,
founding
this is why you
fathers
don't
of
mess with
Antonio
curse
Bay,
shit,
and
bro.
in this book, the
This
author
movie is
asks for
something
forgiveness for what he's
totally
about
different.
to do. Very conveniently, we get a linear path of photos in this random diner that shows how in 1871, Antonio Bay blew up with success. The beach continues to wash up relics from the past, just as this dude drowns. Little man right here almost gets eaten by the fog, and now the entire town is once again looking like Derry. Where Pennywise at? Danny boy dies. Look at Stevie's reaction to it. She looks like Ice Cube. He was on fire and flew like 100 feet. That's all you have to say in response to that. The phone lines go down alongside all of the power fueling Antonio Bay. This is when Elizabeth starts seeing silhouettes in plain view. Stevie uses the radio to contact Castle to make sure her son is okay. Elizabeth and Castle hit the jets. Stevie makes her way over there too, and now while they drive, Elizabeth continues to read the book, uncovering more information about what happened to the ship. At the crib, Aunt Connie gets the axe. Stevie gets hit by a semi-truck and falls into the ocean, barely making it out. And for some odd reason, this fog really wants this little kid Andy gone. Andy tapes his door shut, which that little ass tape ain't gonna do shit, Andy. How did you even cover the door that fast? Just as he's about to get murked, Smallville arrives, as this motherfucker is always saving somebody. Clearly, the ghost dude is unhappy about this escape. Spooner and the priest are face to face with the ghost ship, and in an attempt to save Elizabeth's mother, Castle crashes his car into a boat. As they're all knocked out, we finally understand.
Bro, wait, all right. I was locked into the story, but why did he get punched after he did that cartwheel game?
They're all knocked out. We finally.
Oh my God, why did he get Superman punched?
Finally understand what the founding fathers needed forgiveness for. Basically, these four dudes lied to this sick rich colony and stole all of their shit, including gold, riches, you know, the whole 9 yards. Finally, the gang meet up and hold up inside of Town Hall. We see the founding fathers burning down what will eventually become the ghost ship, and in the biggest twist of them all, Elizabeth is the reincarnation of this woman, one of the victims, also named Elizabeth, who just so happened to be the captain's wife. In the final fight, everyone in Town Hall is a descendant of one of the 4 founding fathers, which has to be some bullshit. I mean, if this was me, what did I do? That shit was like 200 years ago. A bunch of characters who no one cares about at all die, and Elizabeth starts making out with the ghost captain, turning herself into a ghost, and that's gotta be tough, bro.
What?
Castle's girl got stolen by a 200-year-old ghost.
That's rough, buddy.
They disappear, and the movie ends with Castle throwing the book back into the sea,
saying that
and
shit,
Stevie
bro.
narrates in the background.
Oh God, I'm about to start saying that shit. That's rough, buddy. Yeah, oh God, that's a tough ass one-liner. I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough ass one-liner.
Overall, if a movie struck gold in the past, it's more than likely
bro.
going to try and strike gold again. And I'd say 9 times out of 10, they will find nothing and the movie will suck major ass cheeks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments which movie reboots are the worst to you and what else you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm not gonna lie, every movie he just named, I never see The Fog. I thought it was something totally different. The RoboCop 2014, that I'd never seen that one. And the Doolittle, bro, never seen it. But I'm not gonna lie, every last one would seem ass though. I seen the original RoboCop. I mean, hey, like I said, chat, a lot of remakes are absolutely freaking terrible.